Welcome to our cybersecurity webinar. We are going to be covering your future in cyber, and this is a subject spotlight webinar. My name is Lauren, I'm a portfolio manager, and on this call we also have Professor Hamid, who is a program leader, Armando, our careers advisor, and also Tim, our course advisor. And we're going to take you through what we have to offer. I hand over to explore some job market insights.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. My name is Armando. I'm the career advisor with QA and on the NUL campus as well. I'd like to begin by sharing some key insights into the current job market for cybersecurity professionals. There is a consistently high demand across industries for roles in cybersecurity, data protection, and IT risk management. Businesses are placing significant focus on safeguarding data, managing risks, and complying with increasingly stringent data protection laws, which is fueling demand for skilled professionals. In terms of industry sector, demand is especially high in areas such as financial services and banking, where protecting sensitive financial data is top priority. Healthcare and pharmaceuticals, as the protection of patient data and research information becomes crucial with increasing digitization. The public sector, including the NHS and government institutions, which handle vast amount of citizen data, retail and e-commerce, where online transactions and digital platforms create strong need for cybersecurity, and energy and manufacturing, where critical infrastructure demand advanced protection measures. To provide a sense of scale, from September 2023 to March 2024, there were over 11,000 unique job postings for cybersecurity roles across the UK, with more than 2,500 employers actively competing to secure talent in this field. Globally, there is a shortage of around 4 million cybersecurity professionals, underscoring the pressing need for qualified individuals in this sector. Typically, roles in demand include cybersecurity analyst or consultant, cybersecurity manager, software engineer, information security analyst or manager, IT security and support manager, and business analysts. Our graduates have gone on to work for prominent organizations such as Tata, NHS, Lloyds Bank, Barclays, and Metropolitan Police and BT. This presents an immense opportunity for those entering the field to have significant impact, lead critical security initiatives, and build rewarding careers. In addition, I just wanted to mention that to the high demand of cybersecurity roles, there are several factors shaping the market today. Emerging trends like AI-driven threat detection, cloud security, and ethical hacking are becoming vital tools for organizations. This evolution presents new opportunities for professionals to specialize and lead critical initiatives. Locally, while there is a global shortage of 4 million cybersecurity professionals, the UK job market reflects this need, with over 11,000 job postings and 2,500 employers actively competing for talent. Salaries are competitive, and the career progression offers paths for entry-level roles to senior leadership, making it a really highly rewarding field. And alongside technical expertise, employers really value those soft skills such as leadership, problem solving, and effective communication, enabling professionals to collaborate across departments. This impact of data protection regulations like GDPR further underscores the demand to specialize to ensure compliance and mitigate risks. And just to stay competitive, pursuing those certifications, participations in competitions, and leveraging educational resources like the Northumbria NCSC recognized curriculum can really provide a strong foundation for success. Thank you.
Thank you, Armando. Now going to move on just to give a brief overview of what courses we have on offer, and I will hand over to the program leader, Hamid.
Hi, good evening, everybody. This is Professor Hamid Jankani. I'm speaking with you. As a cybersecurity expert, I've been in the field of cybersecurity since early 2000, and I have been involved with digital forensics, information security, and I've been advising a lot of industries, governments as such, on the cybersecurity requirements. Uh, I became a professor of cybersecurity or cyber criminology, I should say, back in 2010, and I have widely published, and I've got over 30 books that I am currently publishing. And one of the beauty of the cybersecurity is that for as long as I know, there is still a demand and until foreseeable future. Because what I call runaway technology, train of technology, is here, and the the elements that we use, it actually provides an enormous amount of research that we need to do in order to protect our societies. For many years, I've been looking at cyber victimizations. I've been looking at the role of how technology can be protected and how society can be protected from technology. For that reason, when we joined NCSC and our course was accredited by them, we also joined NCSC as a cyber center of excellence, which is quite an important achievement to have. MSc cybersecurity today is not about hubs. It's not about cables. We have moved on from the days that you would probably look at communications. That was probably early 2000 when we had the dot-com era. We've moved on quite a lot. We've moved on from a 1G, 2G, 3G era into 4G era. And in 2025, when we embark on the full blast 5G, and soon after that, we embark on 6G, you will see that throughout the world, as we embed all these technologies, we also need to look at infrastructure. We need to look at how governments and organizations needs to be able to handle this. Because 5G is going to have a bandwidth of 1 gigabyte minimum. And when it gets into 6G, we're looking at 1 terabyte. Therefore, networking of today is not sufficient enough. So what we need to do is to be able to move that forward and really take it further into the satellites and nowadays you see the impact of drones and as my colleague explained, AI, looking at the role of AI, generative AI, and all that. And for that reason, you'll see that MSc cybersecurity becomes a very interesting topic. So it is designed with the consultation of partners from industry. I very closely work with ISACA. I very closely work with a lot of industries, IC Square, and so on, because unless we prepare you for the industry requirements, there is no point of having you on board. The courses that we do here at Northumbria University, and that's why we are one of the number ones university in UK, is simply because we have embedded in our curriculum the exponential learning. By the time that you finish your degree, you can also become and meet the educational requirements of BCS once you complete the course, and once you complete the requirements of BCS, i.e. filling of the forms and completing all their requirements, then you can become a partial CITP, which is a chartered engineers. And really, we have people that, my team, that we teach, we all work in industry one way or the other. We are involved with industry, and everything that we have is really up to very date. And you can see that from our publications that we have, because MSc in UK is mainly research based. Don't expect that we we give you a book and say, go and read chapter so and so, and then come back, because that doesn't happen here. We need you to embark on research. And in order to be able to do that, we need to be able to have that research background. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we will go on to a bit more of the detail of MSc Cybersecurity.
Excellent. So MSc Cybersecurity consists of 6 thought modules. Each module has 20 credit. And these 20 credits, it requires you that you spend about 200 hours each. So every semester you do 3 modules, and within the program that you have, depending on what type of program you have, because you can have normal 1-year MSc, which you start, let's say if you start in September, from September to January, you'll do 3 modules. And then from January to May, you do another 3 thought modules. And then you embark on your dissertation. And by September next year, you complete that course. Of course, we have different entries. We have entries in September, January, and May. So each of these entries are different. So you will take the modules that are presented at that cohort. We also have what we call advanced practice version. Again, that depends on which time of the year you join in. And some of it, for example, if you take it in January, it takes up to about 2 years for you to complete your degree. But the key point is that we do 6 taught modules. And these 6 taught modules are delivered via platforms, electronic platforms, and in class face-to-face, what we call face-to-face. And the reason we do that is simply because we want you to be acquainted with all forms of skill set. Don't forget, today in UK or in many countries in Western societies, and I'm pretty sure it happened in your country as well, is that the minute you sign up a contract with an employer, they would probably ask you to work 2 or 3 days from home. That requires you understanding what it means by hybrid. So, in a way that we probably give you 1 or 2 lessons online would actually enhance your knowledge. It would actually give you the skill set that you need so that you're ready for that venture. So we also give you assignments. There are no exams in this MSc. It's all assignment based. But really, you have to get yourself ready, because by the time you do these 6 modules assignments, you have probably already done something like 25,000 words of assignments. And then you embark on your 12,000 words of dissertation. All of these things require you to be research active, to be inquirer, to be inquisitive. And that's why we would create that format for you. Normally, every module that we do, you are on the driving seat. You have to be, because we are not giving you, sort of, as I said to you, a list of slides and a book chapter and say, go and read it. No, we would ask you to read journal papers. We would ask you to search on e-libraries and so on, and identify and move on. So assessment is quite an important aspect. And as I said, we have what we call Blackboard Ultra. We use it as a backbone to our teaching delivery. All of the materials are there. There is an enormous wealth of information on Blackboard that we attach. We put videos. We in my lecture, I normally show videos of latest activities, presentation, webinars. We debate, discuss during seminars, cases, and cases like what happened to CrowdStrike recently, for example. Why did it happen? How can we stop happening it again from a cybersecurity point of view? So we look at all of this. How is, for example, Bank A is just that it was in the news last night or the night before that somebody lost over £100,000. How is it that the bank has lost its money? We debate all that and we try to look at authentication, authorization platform, and we sort of explore all of those requirements. So that is research informed teaching that we have. All of the modules that we do, as I said, has to have the research informed teaching on that. So we also run this program part-time, but part-time is really for home students and EU students currently, and it's in the same, it's the same, the content is exactly the same, the delivery mode is over the weekends, there is a lot more delivery through the online Blackboard and what we call Collaborate. And within the Blackboard Collaborate, or what we call BBC, there are potential that you can upload your materials, we can debate it and discuss it. There are elements within Blackboard that follows you around to see how much of engagement you've had with your program. It tracks you down. It identifies if you have any questions. It can come back. So we use these platforms very frequently, and we, I'm proud to say that, we are probably one of the industries that we use these technologies quite robustly. One thing that I actually should also add is that my students on cybersecurity, they recently they created a new academic society, and based on that academic society that they created, they call it Cyber Shield Tag. Students now become a member of that society, and based on that, we have a timetable of events. We invite people from industry to come and do presentations. I have my own annual international conference on global security, safety, and sustainability. We have industry presenting as keynotes, and we have over 30 papers presenting from around the world. So we ask a student to join in free of charge. There's no payment for those ones. We invite all of those. So there are elements within the program that we always advise and really promote the course. And also don't forget, MSc Cybersecurity is particularly NCSC accredited, and as part of NCSC accreditation, we have what we call CYBOK, CYBOK, which is a cybersecurity body of knowledge. Within that cybersecurity body of knowledge, we attempt, universities who are certified, we attempt to make sure that we follow the industry requirements. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Hamid. And moving on to MSc Cybersecurity Technology.
Thank you. Absolutely amazing course. We started this course back in 2018, and I remember we did that for a purpose. It is MSc Cybersecurity Technology is not NCSC accredited to start with. However, it has an element that is very unique. The uniqueness of MSc Cybersecurity Technology is the fact that it's a conversion course. We have plenty of students. I actually teach on some of the modules on MSc Cybersecurity Technology. We have a number of students. I have a lawyer sitting in that classroom. I have somebody with chemical engineering background. I have people from business. I have people from biochemical. So you say, what's the purpose? Actually, cybersecurity is no longer a unique element. It is a very interdisciplinary program. If I'm a lawyer and if I'm trying to find elements to actually promote my future skill set, wouldn't it be nice to convert my experience in law, do a 1 year or 2 year course on cybersecurity technology, understand the requirement of security, and then go and actually work in the IT law field? I have a very good colleague that we publish very regularly together, and she's also one of the editors of the Space Law. She lives in New Zealand, and she's a space lawyer. And it was a terminology that came to me as recently, and I said to myself, "Do we really have anybody called a space lawyer?" And she said, "Yes, this is me." And that's the reason that you have cybersecurity technology coming in, and our courses are very sought after. Thank you.
Professor Hamid. And we'll now move on to look at careers and employability support and what we have to offer. I hand over to Tim, please.
Hi, yes, hello, how are you all? Thank you very much, Lauren. Yes, so my name's Tim. I'm from the QA career support team for course advisors. I'm just going to have a quick talk with you about the careers and employability support that we offer with all of our students, and that starts right from the beginning that you sign up for one of our options. We have a dedicated graduate support team that are there to offer one-on-one appointments for you, so those can be both virtual or you can come in and see them face-to-face on campus. They can discuss many options with you, such as the career plans that you may have and how to best go about achieving those. Some of the options with transitions that some of you may see from changing over from perhaps a business option onto our computing courses. So some of you may need a little bit of help with transferring over. They'll also be able to tailor all the information personally for you, and they'll be able to offer support that's personal for yourselves and really tailored to what you need and to help you progress. We also offer options for many of you that I'm sure you're aware are going to be looking for careers and jobs that if you have not already done so in a career, going to be looking over the next year. So they do offer CV and cover letter reviews to help you make that first point of contact a bit easier and to get you the first step in the door. They'll also help you with the job application support and going through those and making sure everything is in place so that you have the best chances when applying for roles, and also with mock interviews as well to really help you sharpen up those techniques when it comes to going into a career in an office for those face-to-face appointments. We also do offer online resources and platforms. So these are such things as the NU Careers Online, CareerSet, shortlistme.com, eSupport as well. All these options help you with CVs, help you with your LinkedIn profiles, help you prepare for interviews, and many other options as well. Now, all of our course advice that we do have doesn't just stop when you finish. We do also offer it for a further 2 years after you graduate. Now you can get, again, one-on-one appointments with our careers team to help you really progress onto the careers of your future and do everything that we can to help you progress. Thanks very much, Lauren.
Thank you, Tim. And now we'll move on to the FAQs section. So we've got a few frequently asked questions here that I will ask to the floor onto our presenters, and hopefully this will give everyone a little bit more information on these questions. So the first question that we have is, what is the difference between the advanced practice and one-year degree option? Professor Hamid, I believe you could answer this, please.
Thank you. It's a very interesting question. Students like yourselves who are going to join us, we're going to have advanced practice as part of your degree if you want to, and it would be added on as a 60 credit at the end of your degree. So your degree, you do 6 modules, taught modules of 20 credit, that adds up to 120 credit, and then you do another 60 credit that adds up to 180 credit. That's a standard number of credit that you need in order to achieve your master's. Without this 180, there is no way you can get the MSc. So once you do, if you decide that you want to do advanced practice, then what we do is that we give you an extra 60 credit. Now, this extra 60 credit is not going to be counted towards the calculation of your MSc. Either you get distinction, merit, or pass. It's not going to be part of that. It's actually an add-on. So on your certificate, and by the way, if you do MSc Cybersecurity, you will receive two certificates, one from Northumbria University and one from NCSC, signed by the director of NCSC. As you know, NCSC is part of the GCHQ. So you get two certificates. And on the certificates, it would say that you are an advanced practice part, i.e. you've done another 60 credit, which makes it to 240 credit. Now we looked at that in the past we had two routes. One route was go and become an internship, and one route to go and become, a research assistant. And I used to take the students with my team and call them my research assistant. So we come up with a project for a duration of 12 weeks, and we do that. But from January 2025, we changed that. So now we have number of options available for you. I'm not going to give you all the options because it's going to take too long, but I can tell you that the option consists of internship. You can still go and find internship if you want to. By the way, it's a voluntary, no paid, and there is no guarantee. So one has to be very careful. We will support you, but at the same time, you need to be involved heavily into that. We have a dedicated team here that they would support you with your CV writing and all that, but that's beside the point. Then you have one route, which is research proposal, research project, which means you become, let's say, my research assistant for 12 weeks, and we work together on a project and move on. We thought that we need to expand further, so we created one more, which is really entrepreneurship. Some students say we would like to go and set up our own business. Fantastic. Let's do this now. Let's start having these elements now, and we'll help you to develop them. Some people, they say we would like to go and do ethical hacking, for example, as a certificate, and I want to get that. We will help you with doing the modules, content of the, let's say, ethical hacking. I'm just using it as an example here, by the way. That's not the particular one anyway, but there are so many on AWS, on cloud computing. There's so many on information governance. There's so many, you can do. We will help you with that, but then you have to pay for the exam. And we try to negotiate with industries so that we cap the amount of money that you pay for the examination. So we have a number of options that these options will come into play. That's the main difference between advanced practice and 1 year full-time. You start, let's say, in September, you finish by September next year. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. And we'll now move on to the second question. How can students best prepare before starting the course? Is there any recommended reading?
Not really. How long is a piece of string? It all depends on you. When you come in from a computing background or background that you've done networking, you've done wireless, you've done information governance and a bit, then we really don't need you to do any more reading as such. Ideally, we would like you to sort of keep yourself up to date and so on, but there is no specific. From a perspective of cybersecurity technology, obviously it would be useful if it's not compulsory, by the way, it's useful for you to carry on with some elements of, let's say, understanding the role of networking and so on. So it would be nice to go and do a bit of basics of Cisco, maybe basics of hacking and basics of, so that you get yourself acquainted with some of this knowledge. But it's not compulsory, and as long as you are prepared to do a lot of research, as I said, in UK, you rarely find a master's that would really have any exams. You would really have difficulty finding any masters that would say, go and read chapter 5 of this book and then sit and pass this. It doesn't happen. It is all about inquisitiveness. It's about research. It's about making yourself understanding what's going on. So provided that you have all of that, and another culture that you have to change is your academic culture, because it is very different. And that's why within the first semester we normally very much attempt to support you, to bring you up. And this is really one of the key elements that I want to really highlight. And this is why, as a program leader on cybersecurity, I teach the first module, because I want to make sure that that module is you have well understand the requirements of, or what I should say, expectation of the masters. Again, I repeat, we are not here to catch you. We are here to work together. We learn from each other. We are here to work together to develop what you need for your future. Thank you, Laura.
Thank you. And moving on to the third question, how do students access the library and resources?
We have a fantastic e-library, and what is happening is that in developing countries you hardly find books, hard copies. Okay, I mean, last time I actually used the printer in the office was probably 5 years ago. We don't use them. Everything is done electronically. Everything is done through the blackboard and so on. We normally use sources, as you may know, UK and many other countries. We pay a license to be part of the library syndicate. Let's say a good example of that is Science Direct, IEEE. We sort of pay as a syndicate to the European, and then all of these books, when the minute you enter our backbone, Northumbria University, then everything is really free for you. You can delve into any papers that you want, be it an IEEE paper, be it Science Direct, Elsevier paper, or whatever, journal papers, book, whatever. We give you all that as part of that syndicate free of charge. And you can download them, you can write comments on them, you can do many things. And we have a very strong e-library as well that links to these, but we all work in a tandem anyway. So in a way, student access to library is quite huge, and the beauty of it is you can access it anywhere you are in the world, but you have to be on the backbone, i.e., if you go to Science Direct, let's say you're country A and you're on holiday, but at the same time you're working on your dissertation, you want to read a couple of papers, you go to Science Direct, you find the paper that you want, and then where it says download, it says actually no, you have to pay for it. No, you don't need to, because there's also a section that says, are you a member of university? You say yes. You start putting your username and passwords. Once you put your username and password, then it directs you back to the e-library, and then it allows you to download it free of charge. So it's a lot more effective. I mean, when you're doing MSc Cybersecurity and MSc Cybersecurity Technology, there are standards that you need to tap into, ISO 27000, COBITS, NEETs, and all those elements that comes in. We provide the version, an academic version of it free of charge for you. Thank you, Laura.
And finally, last FAQ on here is, are there any additional professional training opportunities for students?
Yes, that's me again then. Yes, we certainly do. We have our professional pathways options. The professional pathways options are courses that we run for up to a year after you've finished your degree with us. Those courses can add up to a value of £3,000 onto your CV. They offer a wide range of different things, such as Microsoft Excel courses and how to influence people, up to our higher price courses, such as leading virtual teams and the influencing people full day courses as well. So we have got lots of options, and as I said, they do add quite a lot of value to you carrying on to really be able to capture those points within companies that they're looking for to really be able to push for those positions.
Thank you, Tim. And those are just a few of our FAQs we've run through, but we do have a link there to our FAQs page on London Northumbria, which has many more accordions with information for anything that you might be looking into. But yeah, if you do have any concerns or if you can't find anything on that page, do get in touch with our teams and we will do our best to help you out. So that concludes the end of the session. Hopefully you have learned a lot about our courses that we have available. And here are some emails in case you have any further queries, and we hope to see you very soon.